Hi everyone, welcome to this new series of videos about the day 1 of C++ Piscine. Today we'll start with a little C++ subtly about memory allocation. It's about the new operator and its homolog, the delete operator. 20 seconds. Replacing malloc brackets and free brackets, which you are familiar with in C. You're probably wondering why we would want to learn something new about memory management. It's very simple. In C, you are used to using malloc brackets. It's great. In C++, you can do it too. Physically, you can. It's a very bad idea though. Why? Because when you have to allocate integers, floats, or doubles, it will, no problem. However, when you want to allocate objects based on classes you've written or provided by the standard library, it will blow up in your face because it doesn't call the constructor of your object. And similarly, if you free bracket the memory you use for an object, it won't call its destructor at all. So I order to allocate or deallocate objects in a clean way in C++. We'll use new and delete, which will handle the memory allocation using malloc brackets, in reality. Then call the constructors or destructors of your object in an appropriate way, as we can expect. I'm going to show you what it looks like. Here I have a little super simple student class. It only has a login, a constructor, and a destructor. The constructor takes a login, and the functions will have to output something to prove that they have been actually called. That's all we want actually. Then we'll run this code. Then in the main brackets, I will allocate 2 students. I will allocate the first one on the stack. I will name it Bob and pass it bfoobar as a login. So I'll have a student allocated on the stack in a static way like a normal variable, and automatically deallocated when the stack is cleaned up. I think you're already familiar with this. I'm not showing you anything new. Underneath that, I will allocate a student in a dynamic way. So I already have a pointer on student, which I will name Jim, and I will use new to allocate it. As you can see, the syntax is ultra simple. It's new student, and the parameters between brackets if I need some. Here I will pass jfoobar as a parameter, and that's it. It will allocate memory dynamically, using malloc brackets in practice, though I don't need to know it. Then I will call the constructor of student to initialize it correctly, and it will return a pointer on the instance I'm getting. So here, it's great. I have student. Then I can do stuff with it. So cool. Afterward, it's important of course to not forget to deallocate it, not using free bracket, as we said, but using delete. Remember, it used to be malloc free, now it's new delete. If you try to free bracket something that was allocated with new, it will blow up in your face. And if you try to allocate something with malloc bracket, which is already a bad idea to begin with, and on top of that, you deallocate using delete brackets, it will hit you in the face. I'm going to compile this code quickly to show you that I haven't written silly things, and that it works fine. If the compilation finishes someday, here, let's run it. So as we expected, I have a bfoobar student born, then a jfoobar one. It's the order in which I allocated them. Then I delete jfoobar, so it will die. Then I exit my function and bfoobar will die. I hope there's no big complications so far. It should be easy to understand. There's a little variation of new and delete when we want to allocate arrays of values. In C, if I wanted to allocate 10 integers, for example, I'd write malloc bracket 10, 0 of int. Okay? Great, it works. In C++, we won't do that. First, it's kind of cumbersome to calculate the size yourself. We don't want to do it. Then the syntax is ugly. And in C++, we want to do nice things. At least better looking than in C. So this is a little example. I still have a student. Little variation. I gave it a constructor that is not taking parameters. You'll see why quickly. Then I have a pointer on student, students, and I want to allocate an array of 42 students. Instead of doing something weird like 42 size of student or anything stupid like that, I'll write new student and 42 between braces. That will be the number of students I want to allocate. What is going to happen is that it will allocate 42 contiguous students in memory for me. Then it will call the constructors of each one of these students. Please note that I'm not passing parameters here because I can't. The new bracket or new array operator, call it as you want. I call it new array, doesn't take parameters. It means that you'll have to find workarounds to initialize your objects as you want. If you need to allocate them as an array, you'll see that for yourself. I won't elaborate on the topic here. However, if you have allocated an array using new, make sure you deallocate it using delete brackets. I know the syntax might look weird, but I can assure you that it's how it's written. Let me prove it. Look, it will even compile. It will allocate 42 students for me. Then it will deallocate them all together. That's it. Feel free to look into this, of course, on the reference c++.com. And on the net, try to find out more about how delete works and to play with it. I can assure you that it's something extremely important. You'll be using it all the time. See you soon for the next video.